Welcome to another pick a card reading. Today we will be figuring out how you can manifest or attract a true and honest and loving partner. We'll just call it your soulmate. Now do remember that there may be things that you need to change within yourself in order to attract someone that is better suited for you. Because energy attracts like energy, right? So how we resonate our frequency, it attracts similar frequencies. So if you are constantly in the state of mind or being where you are the victim, where bad things always happen, or you are broken and damaged because of trauma, because you haven't taking the time and the accountability to actually heal yourself from this, you will constantly be getting partners that will be destructive and damaging to you. So it's not them that are always at fault. Of course, what they do to you is because of them, but who you attract and let in, that is your responsibility. So if you feel like you are constantly attracting the wrong people, then consider that the compass inside of you is somehow damaged or broken. Okay, so there is healing and accountability that needs to take place in order for you to start attracting better. Okay, so for each group, we will first figure out what healing needs to take place, and then we will see how you can attract this person better. Okay, so this is no matter if you're male or female, this reading is for both. And do keep in mind that my readings aren't only to entertain you or to always give you something that you want to hear. My readings specifically are meant to give you the tools and the advice needed for you to take action in your own life. Okay, so my readings are not for lazy people. They're actually guides that can help you do the work in order to benefit your own life. Okay, so get a journal if you have to, take down notes, and write down any type of strategy or things that I offer to you, and try to apply them. See, after a week or two, if there's any benefit to them, and keep searching for more. Okay, life isn't about just following one type of advice, but try to be consistent with the advice given, because you don't want to try something just once and then think it's not doing anything and then leave it. Okay, try to be consistent with it and give it 2 or 3 weeks and see how it goes. Okay, because my point here isn't just to give you something sweet and something you can boost your ego with. It's about taking accountability in your own life, changing things about it or about yourself in order to improve it and to live a happier, healthier, more vibrant, thriving life. Okay, that is my point in my videos. Okay, so what you will do here is choose one of these 3 little paper decors. And so this will be group 1, group 2, and group 3. And the timestamps are in the description box below. I also do personal readings if you want to, this or any type of reading for you specifically, as it will give you a lot more and personal advice and details than these general readings, because these can be literally for anyone. So if you cannot choose just one, if you're gravitated to more than one, that is okay, because sometimes the messages do connect. So just go to the timestamps and click on the reading, the group that you chose, and I will see you there. Hello group 1, welcome to your reading. So first we will find out, what do you need to heal or work on in order to first cleanse whatever it is inside of you before we get to the manifesting stage. Okay, because healing is important. Okay, so group 1, your first card is unleash your creativity. Okay, so this is about unleashing the raw and real you deep inside, the passionate you, the creative you, the you that has ideas, that is imaginative, that daydreams, that, you know, you have to unleash it in a way that allows you to express yourself. Because perhaps you are too closed off and you're keeping this world to yourself, but the thing is you're suffocating yourself inside because of it. If there is healing that needs to take place here, perhaps you have gone through something, perhaps it's from your childhood, perhaps it's something recent, whatever it is, expressing yourself and unleashing your creativity and expressing that pain through some creative type of medium, that is going to be so healing for you, because through that creative expression you are actually healing your heart, your soul, because creativity is linked with the heart and the heart is linked with the soul. Okay, it's like a chain reaction. Once you start expressing yourself creatively, you start to heal something inside. And not only heal, but when you express that, whether it's visually, whether it's through writing, whether it's something with doing something with your hands, right? Any type of creative type of medium that you're working with, you are also unleashing and removing that clutter of damage and pain, all of that. You are actually releasing it outside of you. Okay, so unleashing your creativity is important. Your next card here is family and tribe. So perhaps you need to heal something regarding your family. Maybe there were arguments, maybe there was a misunderstanding, right? Because how you saw something maybe wasn't what the intention or what actually happened, right? Especially as children, we may not see things as they are, because we cannot process situations as they happen, or because our information bank is very limited. Okay, so maybe there are conversations that need to be had. Maybe you need to confront whoever this was that has neglected you or added some sort of pain or trauma in your life. Some sort of healing needs to take place regarding the family. And here we have the Pride card. So this could be that perhaps you are too prideful or have been too prideful to actually either forgive or to talk to this person or whatever may be, right? There is some sort of pride that you have. Maybe it's because your family prevented you or weren't happy with the creative path that you wanted to take. And maybe you do things out of spite because of your pride. But the thing is, now unless your family is very damaging to your, to you physically or spiritually or mentally, right? If there is some sort of abuse, whether there's manipulation, gaslighting, those are the type of people you need to confront. And if they are still like that, you need to then detach and just let go. But if we're just talking about misunderstandings and just typical family drama, okay, you need to heal this. Why? Because if you are wanting to attract a soulmate, think about what you want from that soulmate, right? You want that person to be stable, to maybe come from a loving family, to have healthy bonds with his or her family, right? So you are coming from this prideful family drama, right? So what are they getting? They're getting baggage, they're getting toxicity, they're getting probably future family drama and fights and arguments, right? So think about that. Because everyone, when we're thinking about what we want from our soulmate, we always think of them, right? What we want from them and how they should be. But we never consider what we are bringing to their life, right? Because these are like two different lives with two different life experiences coming together to create one. And if something clashes, it's not going to be a healthy relationship. There's always going to be something that, that is being argued about or talked about, or someone being annoyed about something or frustrated. It's going to be like two opposing magnets. And no matter how much you want to push them together, it's not going to work. So think about what you are bringing to their life. So if you want them to be happy and stable and have a happy, loving family home, especially since you're not just, let's say, marrying them, you're marrying their family, right? And you want to have a loving mother and father-in-law or sister and brother-in-law, right? You want them to feel like your family, like they're your tribe, right? And I'm pretty sure that soulmate wants to feel the same from your side. Okay, so there needs to be healing that takes place in order to have that stability. Okay, and if you can't see eye to eye, then at least keep them at arm's length, right? So you can have contact with them, you can go and see them and talk about things where, there will not be any arguments involved. So just neutral things, how are you, how are things, things that happened recently, but don't touch subjects that there will be fights and arguments in. Okay, that way you're civil together. You have a healthy bond, but you have boundaries and you're staying at a distance. Underneath the deck here, you have inner child. So there is something about your childhood that needs to be healed. Okay, this could be that perhaps your family or someone like a parent had too much pride, and maybe they prevented you from being creative and imaginative because they wanted you to be more intellectual, more into the science, the math. Or perhaps there was a dominant figure in your family that thought, your creativity was nonsense, and that basically prevented you from unleashing that part of yourself, okay? But it is saying that you do need to unleash your creativity because it is how you heal. You were born with a love and passion for the arts or some sort of artistic expression because it is your path. And even if it's not a career path, it is still a part of you that you need to take part in. You got the number 31 with that card, which results to the number 4, right? 4 is the number of stability. So you need to unleash that creativity in order to find the stability within yourself, to feel that comfort, that support within yourself. Okay? Now we are going to see how you can attract this soulmate. Yearning, longing for someone, undesired separation, and pining. Yeah, pining. So it's possible that you are possibly too desperate or yearning to find that soulmate. And because of that sort of energy of wanting and needing, right, the universe, energy gives you more of that. And then you keep being in that cycle of just wanting and yearning. The thing about manifesting, right, if you have done the work of healing, of being so content and happy with yourself, with your own company, being stable and grounded, and just, being able to be happy with yourself, right? If you have done that work, what you need to do is be open to finding love, but don't dwell on desperation. Don't be in that energy. Okay, you need to let go of the thought. Allow the universe, have the trust that the universe is working in the background, that when it's the right time, it's going to happen, and just be open to it. Okay, don't be closed off when you're walking around, when you're going places. Don't have that wall around you. Don't go around, judging and hating and things like that. You want to just be open, to allow energy to flow, to feel that energy inside of you where you're open for the unexpected to happen, but like the good unexpected, okay? And you have to vibe in that energy. Because yearning and wanting and desiring is not going to get you anywhere. Okay, you got sacrifice. There are those worth making. There are those that will destroy you. So I'm going to read to you this sacrifice card, okay? Maybe something will resonate with you here. It says, we know that in the world of the air, there is often a need to choose between what is wanted now and what is best to wait for. And in your language, it sometimes means sacrifice. We have heard of the stories you have told each other, and the deities of the land and the sky have done this. In the ocean, there have been great sacrifices too. The whales sometimes have beached themselves to feed their communities of people, your ancestors. They are more evolved, and they know that at times the individual lifetime is not as sacred as a soul's evolution. In your world, there is a tale of the great deity of masculine power, Odin, the father god of your Nordic peoples, and how he drank from a pool of wisdom, water, the wisdom bringer, and then hung on the ash tree. Oh, I can't pronounce that. Yggdrasil? I don't know. For 9 nights, returning to the world without one eye, but with knowledge. We have heard from the Vikings that he did not regret his sacrifice, that he knew that to gain the knowledge, something had to be given up. You have heard of the goddess of the people of the far north of the Americas, as you call them, the Inuits, and their goddess Sedna, whose father cut her fingers from her hands to stop her clinging to the side of his boat. Some say this was a sacrifice, but this was not her choice. And so we wonder why you sometimes let people steal from you and claim it to be a sacrifice. In your tale about us, the Little Mermaid, it is said she chooses to give up her voice and her ability to swim, and even walks with great pain just to have the love of a human man. That is a sacrifice, but she gave up what was sacred, herself, and in the end is neither a mermaid or woman, not loved or with kin. She is alone, as sea foam. So when you choose to sacrifice something, ask, what is it for? Is it sacred? Do you want someone to do something in return? Or is it because there is an outcome that is better, truly better, than the perceived loss? Be wise in your sacrifices. Make them and choose. Else it is nothing but manipulation and robbery. You have to understand that just because you want something right now doesn't mean that it is the right time, okay? You have to allow the universe, the energies, spirits, whatever you want to call them, you have to allow them, allow life to create your story in the background, okay? You can't control everything. And if you're looking for a true, genuine partner, and if you've done the work on yourself, then you have to understand that timing is everything, okay? Because even if you want someone now, and let's say they come into your life now, what if it wasn't the right time and something happens and it's not meant to be, and that was the right person for you, that was your soulmate, right? So you have to understand that what we want and what we need are two different things, okay? Just be happy, stable, and comfortable in your own right, in your own being. Everything else will follow, okay? Be in that space, in that feeling of you already have this person, okay? You are reserved for them. They're out there. Maybe they're traveling. Maybe they're working on themselves, right? Maybe they're going through something and time is needed, okay? Respect that. In your mind, say to yourself, you know, I know that this person is probably on their own journey. We will find each other when the time is right, okay? Have a respect for them as well, because you don't know what's going on their end. Maybe they're on a soul-searching journey. Maybe they have gone through, you know, so much toxic people and now they are healing themselves. You don't know what's going on. So just because you want them now doesn't mean that they should be in your life right now, okay? So respect their journey as well, but know that you are reserved for this person. And when you do the work on yourself, when you have created an environment that is welcoming to them, that is prepared for them, like I said, clean with intention, purge things from your life that isn't needed, get rid of the excess, okay, that only tempt you, that, you know, things like that. You don't need those in your life. If you truly want a soulmate that is honest and genuine, then you have to match that as well, okay? So stop being tempted by your exes. Remove them from your phones, block them, remove them from social media, remove anything in your home that is of theirs, okay? I want you to prepare your environment as if your true potential partner will be coming in, okay? What are they going to walk into? Prepare your home for them. Start learning cooking skills. Be more hygienic, be more into cleaning, and no matter if you're male or female, okay? Get those skills down. Because if that person ends up being in your life and they get ill or they have to go somewhere or whatever, you're the one that has to do the cooking and cleaning, okay? It's not a gender thing. Everyone needs to learn it. So prepare yourself for them. Prepare your home for them. You got air. Breathing deep, entering into life, exchange of life bringing energies. So this is about, yes, again, preparing to engage with someone else, right? It's about give and take. It's an exchange. It's the same with intercourse, right? It's an exchange, a transfer of energies. So if you are empty and depleted, you cannot offer abundance to that person because you're depleted emotionally or mentally. You have nothing to offer except a void, and then that person isn't going to feel fulfilled because you're depleted. That is why healing is important. Working on things, creating a strong family unit, a bond, a tribe, because you want to fulfill that other person just like they are going to fulfill you. Okay, it's all about giving and taking. Underneath the deck, you got the mirror card, which says, know thyself, self-examination, seeing who you really are. So this is about truly looking at yourself deep within. It's about removing what others made you out to be. I've said this many times in many of my videos because this keeps popping up, because so many people are living in this illusion or this fake pretense of something they're not. Because everyone is hooked on social media and they try to create this persona, but that isn't them. Okay, you have to reflect, look deep within, spend some time on your own and see who you truly are. Because you want that person to meet the real you. And maybe they aren't coming in because the energy is off. You're claiming to be this thing that you're not. And so the energy is distorted and that person can't come in. The person that is destined for you. Because remember, before we walked into this life, we created a contract. We created this life already. So if you were destined to be with this person, they are there. They're waiting to come in. But you have to remove the distortion. You have to remove the fantasy, the illusion, no matter how hard it may be. You have to remove it. And you have to be the real you. Okay? Okay. So you guys got similar messages in your tarot just as your oracle cards. Your message here is that you need to spend some more time on your own to reflect, to get some insight, and to truly know thyself. You have to dig deeper. Okay, the small talk won't do. A lot of people that get into relationships, they get into them on a surface level. Nobody, like not nobody, but many people do not dig deeper. And then 10 years later, they find something crazy and awful about their partner, and they think like, how did I not see this? You haven't seen it because your intuition wasn't there. You weren't seeing them in their true form because you had those rose-colored glasses on, because you created a fantasy of who you guys are, of who they are. You created a fantasy. So many people, so many times I have come across people that I realized as I spent more time around them or chatting to them or whatever, I start to realize that the way they are speaking to me isn't me. They created this persona of who they think or want me to be, and that is how they engage with me. And that irritated me. And I lost a lot of friendships because of it, because I informed them and confronted them that their illusion isn't who I am. So you have to learn to meet and know people of who they truly are. Allow them to show you who they are through their behavior, not just their words. Don't count on people's words. So many times when people tell you something, the opposite happens. When they tell you, I'll never hurt you, that is exactly what they'll do. When they tell you, I'm not ever going to lie to you, that is exactly what they'll do. Okay? So don't trust the words, trust the behavior. Trust your intuition, how you feel in certain moments, and allow, when you talk to them, start to reflect and see how your body is feeling while they're talking to you. Is there a feeling of doubt? Is there a feeling of ickiness? Is there a feeling of like something just isn't right? Trust that feeling. Okay? So you need to dig deeper. You need to understand and know that person on a deeper level and not just a surface level. You need to know everything about them. Okay, this is why it's so natural for people to live in smaller communities where everyone knows everyone, because people grow up around each other. They know each other's great-grandparents, grandparents, mothers, fathers, cousins, sisters, brothers, whatever it is. They know everything about each other. And because everyone knows everyone, there isn't that much crime happening. Because that person, whoever thinks about creating a crime, everyone knows them. So there is reflection that needs to happen. Okay, you have the Hermit card with the Page of Cups. And the Page of Cups, you know, can sometimes mean like getting a message from somewhere, you know, hearing from someone, getting an email, you know, things like that. It could also mean someone coming into your life that is of a youthful spirit or someone younger, right? But because you got it with the Hermit card, and the Hermit is about sort of isolating yourself, right? To reflect and things like that, it seems like it's saying that you need that intuitive insight when you're on your own and by yourself. Okay, so don't jump around from one person to another. You need time on your own. After any relationship, you need a good 3 to 6 months minimum to cleanse yourself from that person, to restabilize yourself. And one thing I do suggest is when you're in a clear mind, when you have purged away any essence of any previous relationship inside of you, mentally, physically, your environment, whatever, right? And you are now stable in your own isolation, let's say. Make a list of what is important to you when it comes to a true partner, okay? List, doesn't matter how they look. We're not focusing on looks. We're focusing on personality, okay? Is integrity and honesty important to you? Trustworthy, a moral compass. What do you want from that relationship? Okay, make a list of everything that is important to you, not just about them, but the relationship in general. This is important because when you fall for someone, you tend to be in that honeymoon stage where you are so eager to be with them, around them, where you want to make them happy, do things for them. But the thing is that sometimes you don't end up seeing manipulation tactics. You don't end up seeing the toxicity. So when you have a list that was created when you were stable and not in a lovey-dovey stage, you will then be able to look at that list and see, okay, do they have this, this, and this? Because those things are important to you, right? The thing about love is that it can be blinding and you start to lose your moral compass. Lines start to blur. And before you know it, after months or years, you start to realize that you sacrificed your morals, your values, your integrity, everything for this person who it was just manipulating you. That's why that list is important. And never reveal that list to them. Never tell a person what you want from them, what you expect from a partner. Because when you do, they can easily just become that person in order to get you. And then when they have you, little by little, they start to put their tactics into place. Sometimes they'll even be the greatest person until their marriage, right? Because then it's going to be even harder for you to leave. Because now you are legally connected to them. And then slowly they can start to put their tactics into play, okay? So that is why you need a strong intuition. Because you will be able to sniff that person from a mile away. Your intuition can help save your life. It can help you feel the essence, the energy of that person while you're speaking to them, and you'll gradually know this person isn't for me. There's something off about this person, not for me. Okay? And you'll even be able to know, especially if you're strong intuition, you'll be able to know whether that person is for you or not just by their look. You don't even have to talk to them. You don't have to engage with them. So group 1, I hope this helped. Also consider liking and commenting as this pushes the video out. And it not only helps my channel, but it helps reach people who actually do need the help from these videos, okay? And consider checking out my Ko-fi page, as it's another way you can support me. All the support I get goes back into my channel and it goes back to helping you. Okay, so remember that I also do personal readings. All the links are down below, and I'll see you guys next time. Welcome, group 2. Just a disclaimer, if I sound weird, it's because I'm dealing with allergies, so... Okay, so let us see what you need to first work on or heal in order to find your loving, honest, and trustworthy soulmate. Okay, you got pay attention to signs. You got procrastination. And you got rejection. Okay, so pay attention to signs. So there are signs that that are around you, that come to you, but you seem oblivious to them. Now, these signs doesn't have to be about your soulmate, but because we asked what you need to work on or heal, it seems that you guys keep getting repetitive sort of signs that lets you know what it is you need to heal, or possibly that you do need to heal something. So for instance, if you see like the same cycle coming around in your life, like a constant theme about something, that could be a sign of something that you need to heal or work on. It could be some generational thing that has been coming up constantly. This could be a sign of a direction you need to take, or maybe you're constantly hearing about the same topic about something, where life is trying to tell you that you need to start doing this, or you need to take that course, or quit your job and go into this other field, right? So there are signs that are being given to you and you need to pay attention. So it's not about looking for them, what's the sign or whatever. It's just that when you're going about your day in your life, if something grabs your attention and you're thinking about shrugging it off, try to ask yourself, wait, why did that grab my attention? Right? What significance is there for me? Right? So like I said in my other readings, if let's say you have background music playing and you tuned out of it, right? You're just doing something, maybe you're driving and have the radio on and you're not even really paying attention to it, it's just like background noise for you. But then at some point this like a song comes on where suddenly you're focused on that specific lyric, right? Or that verse or that chorus or a certain word or phrase, whatever it is, right? Try to see how it connects with a situation you're going through, or maybe it's advice that you are being given, okay? Perhaps the signs do stem from procrastination. Maybe you are being reminded that you seem to be procrastinating on something. With the rejection card, it could mean two things, okay? I'm picking up on either because of a rejection that you have had. It seems like you have started to procrastinate in your life in some area. Okay, some area of your life seems to be getting your procrastination because this rejection hit hard for you and you feel like, what's the point anymore? Like, why do I even have to try? Why do I know? Something like that. Or maybe it's just like putting you down in the dumps, that you just don't feel like you want to do the things you love anymore, right? You just feel down about it. But the thing is, because you are getting signs, it's like it is blinding or clouding your sight or your sensors from seeing the opportunities around you. And I'm not talking about like relationship wise, but just generally opportunities that will benefit you and put you on a better path in order to eventually maybe even find that soulmate, or to maybe just create a better life for yourself, right? The other rejection I'm seeing here is, for some people, is that you are rejecting yourself. Perhaps you are preventing that person from coming in because you are rejecting of who you truly are. Maybe you are creating a false persona, which is a theme that keeps coming up a lot because of social media. Social media has been ruining people a lot and their chances of happiness, because they are creating a false reality, let's say, of either who they are or the type of life they are leading. And because they're creating a lie, the energies, the frequencies are not giving back to them integrity and honesty. They're not giving a true partner because they are creating a lie for other people. You have to understand that in order to find an honest and truthful person, you yourself have to embody that. And lying either to yourself or even to the public, your brain doesn't know the difference between reality and fantasy. So by creating that false personality or that false life, your brain takes that as truth, right? They're taking a lie as truth. And because of that, you are then attracting more lies, more pretenses, more fakery, okay? And life is too short to live in lies and to not get something tangible, something with integrity. So this could be that you are preventing your own happiness. Or you are, like I said for the first option, if this was a rejection from someone else, because of them, you are basically allowing them to ruin your chances of a better life. Because you're stuck in that victimhood or blame game or whatever it is. Okay, so you need to take the time to heal this side of you, this part of you. Write a letter to whoever hurt you, even if you're not going to give them that letter. Just write out your raw and genuine emotions and feelings, how you feel about them, how you felt when they done that thing, whatever it is. And then in a safe environment, burn the letter, let go of their things. You, like I said in group 1, you have to understand that people are expecting their soulmate to come in being stable, being honest, loving, understanding, but then you are coming in with baggage, with resentment, with hate, with toxicity, right? So if you're expecting your soulmate to have stability, then you have to have it too. Okay, you have to heal yourself to be good for them as well. Just like you want them to be good for you. Okay, because remember, these are two different lives with two different life experiences coming together to create one life experience, okay? And you want them to match, to connect easily. A true and genuine relationship, it doesn't have to be hard work. So as long as communication is present, strong communication. I heard a quote where it said that true love isn't about looking or staring into each other's eyes. It's about staring in the right direction, like in the same direction. So you need to be on the same page with your soulmate. Embody the type of things you want them to have. And it's okay if, like when they say opposites attract, right? They don't mean good and bad, messy and clean. They don't mean that. They mean that the part of you that, let's say, you don't have and they do. So for example, let's say you're more of an introvert and they're more charismatic and, you know, a people person. Not like that they're totally extrovert, that they want to party and go crazy, but just they're more out there, right? And you're more within. That can be a balance because you want to be more like them and they need to be more, let's say, introspective and reflective like you. So basically you guys balance each other out and can learn from each other. Okay, that is the type of opposites that tend to attract. So something that is missing in you that you want to have skills at, or, you know, learn to have, and you have something that they could benefit from, right? That is that balance. The opposites that can attract and click together. Okay, underneath the deck, you got patience. Okay, so patience is required. You need to be more patient. Now let us see, what can you do? Aside from the healing, right? What steps can you take in order to attract this person? you got vulnerability. So be more vulnerable. Understand that you cannot meet someone if you are so closed off, if you hate the world, if you judge the world, if you just shut off from everyone, especially when you're outside and you have that wall around you. Okay, you have to allow yourself to be open to love. It says open your heart, allow yourself to be tender. So don't, especially if you are a girl, don't come off as always being dominant and having an attitude and things like that. Okay, there's a time and place for everything. You have to allow yourself to be more soft, more tender, more feminine. However that may look for you, but you have to be a little softer. Allow yourself to function with grace, with femininity. Okay? And remember, there's a time and place for everything. I'm not saying that you have to pretend to be something else, but just allow that part of you to come out. Because no one wants to be in a relationship with some authoritative figure, right? Someone of authority, someone dominant, someone like a dictator. No one wants that. You have to be, even though you're different, you have to be equal in your differences. Okay, in your opposites. Adrift, letting go, allowing a higher force to take charge for a time. This is perfect. So the message here is stop trying to control where or when you meet this person. You have to understand that things are being handled in the background. You don't have to know about it. Control what you can control, but allow the universe to do the rest. Okay? So be a little more vulnerable, be a little more open to the idea of love, be open to having someone come in, okay? And go about your day with that feeling. But don't try to control of, okay, I'm going to a club tonight in order to meet someone. No. You'll meet someone unexpectedly, okay? When you least expect it, doing something in your normal daily life, okay? You can create better chances by doing certain things, right? For example, don't go to clubs or like raves or something to meet someone. Go to places that cater to your interests. That way you'll know that that person is interested in that thing and you can have a bond through that, right? So for example, let's say you love art, right? And you love going to galleries. Go to visit galleries or museums and perhaps you come across someone like that. But don't go with the intention to meet someone. Go there because you actually enjoy going there. Okay, let's say you love role-play games, right? Like Dungeons and Dragons and it's a World of Warcraft or something. Attend, places where they play those type of games, right? Or maybe you love going to Comic-Con or things like that. Or, try to participate in courses, groups, communities where your interests lie. Because that is most likely place where you might meet someone. You can even meet someone through work or through volunteering places, so you never know. So just indulge in your life. Do things that you love doing, be in that happy, thriving energy. And eventually, when you least expect it, when you're not even thinking about it, someone might come along. Okay, so allow the universe to have the wheel. Okay, you just do you. You got experiments, manipulation of nature, forcing change, cruelty in the pursuit of knowledge, and arrogance. So it seems like the theme here is that you put too much control into having to find this person. While the cards, the spirits here are saying, dude, relax. Nothing great comes out of force. Okay? Nothing. Everything of quality takes time. That is why you need patience. Okay, you got the patience card. Everything of quality. If you want that person, that man, that woman to be of a higher standard, and I'm not saying they have to be billionaires, but I'm saying like as a person, higher standard. That means they have morals, a moral compass, they have values, they are truthful and honest, they are great communicators, they are spiritually aware, they are knowledgeable. You know, all these beautiful things about them. If you want them to be that, then allow the universe to do its thing. Stop forcing it. And remember to embody those same characteristics within yourself, because then you will vibe on that level with them and it'll be easier to meet them. Okay? Okay. So group 2, you're being asked to enjoy life. Okay? Enjoy moments. Stop looking back, stop looking ahead, be in the present moment and enjoy the moment. Be passionate, be creative. The energies are wanting you to truly be present in the moment that you are, every single moment, okay? Because by going through life on autopilot, you are not living as you should be. Okay? When you're living in the moment, being present and aware of what is happening right now, you are then going to see a lot more beauty around you. Instead of focusing on what you're saying goodbye to, on what you lack and or wish you had, whatever, you need to focus on the things that you do have. So being in the present moment, focusing on the opportunities you do have, the blessings you have, the privileges you have, okay? Focusing on that, being grateful for that, because with this lighthouse in the background, it's saying there is hope, okay? So while she is saying goodbye and being sad about it, there is hope in the distance that better things are on its way or are around her. Right? New opportunities and new journeys. Maybe she has never lived on land before and she's so sentimental because the sea was her home, right? But she has to say goodbye now. She doesn't know what's waiting for her on land, but the thing is, there are new adventures to be had, new opportunities, new things to see, to witness, to taste, to experience. Okay? So you have to understand that sometimes sacrifice is necessary. As long as it doesn't destroy you, doesn't manipulate you, doesn't sacrifice your own well-being. Okay? Everything requires sacrifice. Sometimes you have to, let's say, sacrifice not getting enough money in a job in order to work at a place that gives you peace of mind, that, you know, makes you happy to be there, that has a great crew, a great boss, right? And sometimes the fact that you aren't getting as much money, it's not a big deal because at least you love where you work. Okay? So you always have to see what sacrifices should be made and what are more beneficial. As long as you're getting more out of it and you're feeling great for it, then it's worth the sacrifice. Okay? So with this card here, it's possibly saying that you need to let go of things that doesn't serve you. You need to purge from your home, your environment, from your life, whether it's people, whether it's things, whether it's a type of lifestyle, right? Because no amazing soulmate that is worth having a life with wants a person that loves to go out drinking every weekend, that loves to go to bars and clubs, that is still on, that is still, let's say, childish and, doesn't function on a common sense adult level, right? No one wants that. So there are things you need to sacrifice in order to be the right person for them. It's not about changing yourself for them. It's about being the greatest version of yourself, because they will be the greatest version of themselves for you. Okay, so it's something you already have, but you just have to remove that clutter that isn't necessary anymore. Group 2, that is all I have for you. Consider liking, commenting, and subscribing in order to be updated with more readings, with community posts where I will be posting blog entries that will be helpful for your life. There will be tips and, very informative things on its way. So in order to stay updated, you will have to subscribe. And also, liking and commenting pushes the video further to people that might need the help. So not only are you getting the help from it, but you are allowing others to get it as well. Also, check out my Ko-fi page where you can support me further. All the support I get goes back into my channel, into my art, and, more help for you. So I wish you well. I hope this resonated, and I will see you next time. Hello, Group 3. Welcome to your reading. If I sound weird at any stage in this video, just know that I am going through allergies, so sometimes it's a little hard to breathe. But let us see what you need to work on or heal in order to find your soulmate. Okay, you got hole in the soul, so there is a void within you. Okay, you got sexual arts, and you got entrapment. Ooh, this seems like a group that potentially is giving their bodies, sacrificing that piece of themselves in order to fill a void. And with entrapment here, it seems like a vicious cycle, or like you're feeling trapped within this type of lifestyle or something. It's like someone with, let's say, as they say, daddy issues or neglect, or it's like you're trying to fill a void with other people's attraction to you, right, through sexual arts, let's say, because it feels good. It's like you love feeling wanted, right, feeling desired. But the thing is, they don't see you as a human being. They don't see you as someone with emotions and feelings and a life and being someone's son or daughter, right? They don't see you like that. They just see you as hot piece of meat that they get pleasure from and then can discard you, right? So you're just a sort of means to an end for them. And you don't want that in your life, okay? This is a deep, deep healing and cleansing that needs to take place here, because it seems like you have been used and possibly abused because of your want to fill that hole. No pun intended. For you guys, I would suggest to truly, truly consider what it is you want in your life, because if you truly want a genuine and honest and loving, understanding person, then you need to leave whatever this is. And not only leave it and go on to try to find this other person, but you need to heal and cleanse, okay? You need to step away from any sexual activity. because you need to cleanse away everything that has been done to you, with you, whatever. You need to cleanse that. So I keep being distracted by this card. It just feels like you're hurting a lot, like you're broken inside, because you're trying to fill a void that has been created in you, possibly when you were a child. Maybe you didn't get the type of love you needed as a kid. Maybe you didn't have that that mother or father role in your life that would have taught you how to respect yourself or how to find a good partner, right? Because we tend to see what our parents are like, and that sort of gives us a framework of what we seek for in a partner. So when you don't have, for example, if a daughter doesn't have a father figure in her life, she has no idea the type of men that, she doesn't have like that role model or mold or framework in order to know what sort of guys she needs to look for. So because she doesn't have a template in her life, she ends up, just seeking maybe validation from other men, and she gets manipulated, and she, starts being sexual with them, and before you know it, she's just lost, she's confused, she doesn't know who she really is because she has all these energies of other men inside of her, and she is a broken or spinning compass. She has no idea, right? So having that template in the home, it gives you a framework, a template of what to look for in a partner, right? So whoever this pile is, it just seems like there is like a deep, deep wound that has been created within you, and you seem to be trying to fill or heal that wound in very toxic ways that is even more destructive to you. And then you feel trapped because it's like you don't know what to do, but you have to cleanse. You have to distance yourself from people in a romantic way, okay? You have to distance yourself from that, because now you have to focus on you, on your healing. You have to connect with yourself, okay? Because this is not love from others you're looking for. This is love from yourself. You're being hard on yourself. You're judging yourself based on someone else's neglect or on someone else's actions, okay? That is not you. That is just what has happened to you. That does not define you. You have to understand that you need to love yourself first. Okay, that is why you need to distance yourself from people. You have to stop depending on exterior sources for your happiness, for approval, for validation, because everything you need is inside of you. And I'm sorry if you don't love yourself. If you feel alone or lost or confused or ashamed or guilty or whatever it is, I'm sorry for that. Just know that you are more than what you are right now. You have so much potential inside of you. Something greater in the universe found worth in creating your soul and giving you life. Okay, so don't continue to sacrifice your well-being, your sanity, your morals, everything, just to get a small glimpse, taste of being desired or wanted. Because the right person that is meant for you is going to give you abundance of it. But you need to first give it to yourself. Heal from this. Oh, my hand hurts. Okay, so it seems like you cannot attract the right person if you are in pain. And there's so much pain here. I never had this type of pain in my hand when I'm shuffling the deck. Okay? So you cannot skip this. Okay? The energies are saying you cannot skip the healing aspect of this, Because if I now tell you what you should be doing to attract your soulmate, you're going to focus on just that and skip this. And that's not what can be done here. Because if you are still broken and damaged, expecting this healthy, stable person to come into your life, then you're going to sabotage that relationship because you are not healed yet. Okay? So what you need to do first is you need to fall in love with yourself. You need to hold yourself not on a pedestal like egotistical, but you need to hold yourself higher than you are. But in order to get from this gloomy state to this vibrant energy, there is so much healing that needs to take place. Time and tide. So time is required, okay? You cannot rush this. You need to heal. You have to isolate yourself, stop looking for other partners, stop allowing your body to be used in a sexual way, and start to heal and cleanse, okay? Remove things from your environment that tempt you, that distract you, okay? You want to be a stable, loving person. The present, gift, treasure, revelation of own value and nowness. Okay, so this is trying to tell you that you need to focus on your value. You need to find worth in yourself. Do not depend on others for it, because then you will keep doing that, and if things go sour, if things don't go the way they should, then you are again going to be in that entrapment stage. So by finding value and worth in yourself, by loving yourself, you will become stable, you're going to become solid, you're going to become confident and loving, and then you will become a manifester for something better. But you cannot manifest something great and abundant and powerful if you are broken and damaged and in a state of victimhood or sorrow or anything like that, or pain. Underneath the deck, you got a guide, mentor, a trustworthy ally. So you need to find someone who you can trust, someone that you aren't going to be sexually active with. So a true friend, a counselor, a therapist, a family member, whoever it is, in order to connect to, someone you can truly be your honest self with, who you can talk to about your feelings, about your emotions, about what you're going through. Okay, someone, a true mentor, okay? And if you don't have that in your life, then you need to find someone to be that for you. Okay? Therapy is needed with this group. Because whatever you are doing to fill that void, it can be very damaging to yourself or your life in general. Okay guys, the camera cut out. But it seems like with the Nine of Swords, there is insomnia, there is some sort of like, it's like you're being told to not put more pressure upon your mind, upon yourself. It's like there's such a heavy weight inside of you. And your step here is the Lovers here, with this mermaid looking with what looks like a mirror, right? So it seems like a sort of portal. So she may be looking at the love of her life on land somewhere, but it can also resemble looking at yourself or reflecting on your own, within you. Okay, with the temperance here, it's about creating stability and balance within yourself. So with this group, I'm not saying you'll never find your soulmate. I'm saying that right now, your main focus, the most important and significant part of your life right now, is to find true healing. Okay, to find stability within yourself, to find that love and joy within yourself, so you can fill that void, or as they say, hole in the soul, to fill it on your own. Right now, it's not about romance, it's not about partners, it's not about sexuality or anything like that. It's about just you with yourself, healing yourself, finding the love, surrounding yourself in an environment that is loving, that feels safe, that feels like a safe haven to you. Okay, so I always say purge, okay? Purge things from your home, because people hoard so many things that they don't need, that basically prevents them from having a beautiful life. Okay, get rid of anything. Take a little day by day, okay? Make it like a fun thing. It's not about just cleaning. It's about discovering what you have in every drawer, on every shelf, in every closet, what you have in those spaces that you probably haven't seen for who knows how long, right? Every box, every nook and cranny, going through everything. And just remove everything that you do not want anymore, that you don't need, that you don't use, that doesn't fit who you want to be, okay? And when you get rid of everything of those categories, clean your house thoroughly, vacuum, clean the windows, dust, clean, like really clean, makeup brushes, and do the laundry, clean your bed sheets, clean your bed, get a new mattress if you have to, clean your curtains, your lampshades, literally everything, okay? The top of your picture frames, everything, clean it. Rearrange the furniture in order to create new energy in that space. Get rid of furniture you don't want anymore, things that are ripped apart, that are broken, that, and if you can, purchase new things, okay? But I want you to create an environment that feels magical for you, that inspires you to do better, that inspires you to be on your own and to read books, to maybe be more creative, that is inspiring for you, okay? Because your environment says so much about your mental state. And when you create an environment that is loving, that is supportive, then you can also be that for yourself. Okay, so with the Eight of Pentacles here, it shows a group of different creatures coming together, and this mermaid here offering these pentacles, right? So it seems like by working on yourself, you are going to be rewarded in beautiful ways, with new opportunities, with amazing new friendships, maybe deeper friendships, right? So it's not about anything romance, it's not about sexuality, it's nothing of that, okay? Even if for a year you have to just heal and work on yourself and just be a loving, supporting role for yourself, right? But the rewards are coming to you through that, okay? There is always rewards with the work you do, especially when you're trying to heal your soul and your state of mind, okay? So work on yourself. Group 3, I wish you so much luck. Consider liking, commenting, and subscribing, as not only does it help my channel, but it also allows others to find the help they need. And also consider subscribing, because I will be posting in the community tab for future help through blogs and other sources that can help you along your journey. Okay, and if you do want more help, you can check out my Ko-fi, where you can support me further. You can become a member where I can help you on a personal level. You can chat with me, and if you ever feel like venting or needing more guidance, you will get that there. Also, memberships come with free readings, huge discounts on future readings, and or you can just, instead of become a member, you can just get a personal reading that is catered to you specifically, instead of these like general readings that might or might not resonate. Okay, so consider supporting me. Everything I do goes back into helping you further, through these videos, through creating art, through all of that. So I will see you guys next time.